How's it going, gearheads? This is Doug from P2P Performance. P2P being pixels to poly. We specialize, in case you haven't heard, in 3D scanning, 3D CAD, and 3D printing for automotive applications. What all that means is what this video is for. This video is to basically show you guys what really can be done with 3D printing for car use. So let me get into it. Okay. So this is my 04 Mustang GT, and as you guys can see, I've already got a cold air intake, that's that, and BBK throttle body. So that has me with this old stock throttle body sitting around from Ford, and I decided, you can see this has already been cleaned up a bit, I've decided that I want to reverse engineer this old throttle body and then make it into a 3D printed throttle body. Okay, so now I've got this throttle body. You can see I took the input portion off with the spring and the flapper, and I've cleaned it up, glass beaded it good. I took the Mustang logo off. You may have noticed that in the last portion. So this is the original cast Ford part, and this is what I want to 3D scan. And then from that 3D scan, bring it into CAD, generate a new CAD file, and then from that CAD file, 3D print it out of a material that can handle this under hood environment, which would certainly change perceptions about what kind of environments or what kind of applications 3D printing can handle. Okay, so I've got my throttle body, and I've got my 3D scanner, and I've got my software that I'm going to use to scan it. Just need to tweak the position a little. And now I start scanning whilst turning the part around, and I gradually get a scan of the part. Sometimes it takes more than a couple times to do this, but this is how you do it. Again, I'll probably have to do it for the top, for the bottom. This one will cover all the sides, and then I combine them in the end, which will make a nice part. Okay, so this is the 3D scan after it's been brought in to CAD. So with this, you can see it's pretty close to the geometry of the scanned part. It's not perfect, but good enough. And the goal will be to use this as a reference to start constructing new CAD on top of it. This part was designed for casting, and we need to make a part that's been designed for 3D printing. So, more to come on that. So here you can see I've actually got the new part right over top of the old part. This is how I used it for reference. Everything matches. A couple features are different again because of 3D printing versus casting. But coming together nicely. Lastly, here's the 3D model. This is the complete new design that I made by using the scan for reference. It's been set up for 3D printing. I also put my logo on it, and this will be what I load into the printer to make a throttle body to go on the Mustang. So stay tuned. It's starting. This is where I got stuck last time, and it is looking beautiful. Okay, here's the finished part off the printer. As you can see, This nylon carbon fiber material does a real nice looking finish. This is all pretty much right off the printer without any changes or mods or any kind of sanding or finishing. This is what you get. Next step is brass inserts. Okay, so now I've got the finished 3D print here. You can see I've added brass inserts to help make sure that any threaded areas of the part have good performance over time. I've also got some bigger ones down here that I'm going to use to help strengthen where the bolts connect to the actual intake. And then I've also added some hose couplings here, which I then have RTV'd in place to make sure they have a good seal. Lastly, you'll see I have the original other half of the intake, or the other half, throttle body. And this will go back together like this. I've got some hardware that I got to put in. And I've also cut out some gaskets for the different parts of the throttle body. And now this will go back on the car. Next. And it's out. No more throttle body. All right, so here's the old one. Got it off. Got all the special extra hardware here. Sensors, idle air control valve, throttle position sensor, things like that. So here's it all in the new part. And it's going over on the car. All right. And we've got it fully installed now. And I've double checked all the seals, all the gaskets, all the connections, and we are ready to fire. Go ahead. Give it some gas. Okay, been idling for about a half hour. Time to take it for a ride. Okay, back from the little test drive. Well, it's still there. I think we're good, but I am going to keep it on and run it for a while because time is the only true test here. Okay, so that's a wrap. So I just took the Mustang for a ride with the new throttle body installed. I didn't notice anything strange or any noises or anything. I took some measurements and one of the exhaust, I think it's EGR, was going into the throttle body, and I was measuring about 180 Fahrenheit. And again, this material that I made this throttle body out of can handle 190 Celsius, which is 375 Fahrenheit. So it gives me plenty of margin, but I do want to keep it on there and keep running it. And, you know, see if anything breaks, see what I can learn. That's the idea.